home. So I am very happy to introduce our featured reader today, Ching-In. Ching-In Chen is the author of The Heart's Traffic and Recombinant. I practice that a lot and I still mess it up. And co-editor of The Revolution Starts at Home and Here is a Pen. By Kundiman, Lambda, Watering Hole, and Callaloo Fellow, they are an assistant professor in poetry at Sam Houston State University and poetry editor of the Texas Review. Welcome, Ching-In.
How's it going?
Okay.
We're here for poetry, so I hope. Thank you. Thank you to Kimberly for being the instigator of this event. Thank you to Malvern Books, to Monica and Jesus. Thank you so much for your words. Thank you to all of you for being here. So, thank you for that moment of silence. I have been obsessed with history all my life, and I think a lot of it comes from being Asian in the United States and not really feeling like I have access to, let's just say, hidden histories, alternative histories. So, and I'm thinking about that a lot this week. Just to tell you a little bit about this book, a lot of it comes from this search for history, for story that is kind of under the surface, not told, not shared. And the archive, which you both have referenced in different ways, and what can we find in the archive? So half of it are like little scraps, little things that I've tried to make sense of and understand through using these historical materials, but there are always these holes and these cracks and these things that aren't said. So the other half of it is imagining what else is between the cracks, in between the holes and in the gaps. And so half of it is speculation and half of it is historical. And this part is mostly speculation, this first poem. Island where these things origin. 20 hours a day, your mother's before you, all robot, all hand. Your street market mother bear you desert. Your rich mother sell you father for rice bowl. Heady mother with wrong amphibian love. Deposit you in boarding school to avoid the shame life. This mountain grandmother coin operate in hallway. A captain mother sell whalebone to First Museum of Americas. A stay put mother fly wisp of smoke. A starlit mother bury backyard career. A stay at home velvet couch mother mix arsenic into cake and off herself. Warden's suggestion, a run to equator end, like your father, sweet, who become mother too. So there are different strands of letters in the book, and one of the strands is related to a museum I grew up. I grew up in Massachusetts, about half an hour away from the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, Massachusetts. And the founding fathers of Massachusetts made a lot of their money through Asia trading, and then they went and then they gathered a lot of their artifacts, shall we say, and put them in the museum, and that was the beginning of the museum. And I grew up and I never knew this history. And when I learned about the history, I became fascinated with the relationship between some of the artifacts. And I imagined, what happens if the artifacts have these adventures? What happens if they, talk to each other? What happens if they wanted to escape the museum? So this poem is the first poem in the series, and I'll read a few more. And there are two artifacts that I chose, and they're called Fan and Basket. So that's what I'm referring to. Inspector of Journals makes introductions. Fan and Basket plot escape from Peabody Essex Museum. Winter sibling, mold and fire, a birthright. Born with an army, line a desk in my father's tongue. She was one who built paper, drowned records, lined coats and gushed, kept men with failing bodies, pork, fat, one who fasted, tomatoes, sizzled without mushrooms, mocha, Red Sea, Lisbon, Madeira, Manila, Sumatra, India, China, Australia, Sandwich, and Marquesa Island. We marveled often at his dissolving mouth, hard sweat on pan, this matchmaker of tiny details crafted no inheritance but what teeth procure. Familiar young man, dark between lips of bitten seas. Dear Basket, possibly Twana or Salish, number E3624. They say your salt vein captain snatched gilded east wind. Couldn't see his rust gate breath, navigate circular tongue. Swim around him, whale oil, bone crunch. From one daylight woman to another, I want skin. Fan, 1835 to 1850, number E9631. This next poem I'm going to read it uses fragments which I mentioned, and they're fragments which are from an article which tells the story of an anti-Chinese riot that happened in Milwaukee around the time of the Chinese Exclusion Acts in the late 1800s. And I lived in Milwaukee for 5 years, and I became interested in this incident that I kind of heard about in passing. And then I started looking for material around it, and I couldn't find very much. So I started using these words from this historical article. And so I'm going to read you the fragments first, and then I'm going to read you the full poem, which has the speculated words in it too. And I should tell you that the fragmented words are from an article by Victor Chu, who's an Asian American historian. Heritage. To say in front of all these people, men and boys, surging, in knots of half a dozen or more, who have paid money for their wives, reckless, yet a rope, regular traffic, black with people, the little mite, a good many times, the unprintable, sneaking, advance a foot, string them up to a lamp post. Heritage. When to say a woman become monument in front of all these people, never sang horrid songs or pull by my hair into line. She placed me row by row, men and boys, black heads surging, uncover production in knots of half a dozen or more. I became not her stone, who had paid money for their wives. She, reckless, stood tremble in fire. Get a rope, say the crowd face, regular traffic, black with people. Stare her down the little mite corridor a good many times. The unprintable, sneaking, advance a foot, string them up to a lamp post. Dear Story of a Risk, 1878. I found them in box, Rights Directory of Milwaukee. Their names printed dusty on page. Shane Ring, 276 3rd. Wing Wow, 86 Mason. Clean as sheet, near in their rows. Shelved. A thin woman's back attempting to see. Covered, halves cut off, as if war on skin. How many left behind this book, and paper this sergeant, this gunmaker. She says, I do not want a window in the fucking sky. Dear fan, 1835 to 1850, number E9631. What if typhoon ground along, look brother in good earth? Your painted reflections captured by each gold eye. His eye must have fit into my belly. Your captain's pleasure name also made of bone. Basket, possibly Twana Push Salish number E3624. Okay. So some of the documents I used were census documents. And this is one and I want to say before I read it that I sometimes like to approach the poem from different directions. So if you hear me read the poem another time, or if you look at the book and you see the poem on the page, it might be different. So I'm going to choose a path this time. And it's called Census X, June 6th. 11th quadrant, 19 years. First bill of sale, the city found over counter. People of the city born, rows and eyes push, give way. Male and another, rotten vegetable seed, all direction water, conjoin water and land female. Paths cut off, ring prayer, daily in wood, you too, hidden in truck, cheek, head into coast. Out of backroom fear, same border a question. Occupation, rent home, a tour guide, 2 years in sea, brother read, write, and speak commerce tongue. Across a body, 1 year apart, say you, burn this home, dusty on page, an origin year, called a border, slab by slab. How's it going? Okay, so I'm going to read you two parts of a longer narrative, and the poem is written in testimonies, and as most everything in the book, some of it is based in historical incident, and some of it is based in speculation. Testimony J. Account produce ghosts. As of 2 sips of water, say 14 jumping into 8-hour bunk beds. 2 sips of water collect muscle for payment. As if they child would not leave, alkaline in ridge. They child cannot be imprint into native informant. They will not come back into any recognizable form. As if narrative from my sketchy notes, throatless tongue in court of law become no memory faces. They testify all against me as if my body bears theirs. 14, 300, 200,000, 58 airtight truck, June. Several teeth in gun barrel. Punctured territory, intestines of children buyers. Middlemen board house, pack fruit, counterfeit DVD. Cigarettes arrange wages. As if chain command hierarchy leads to 18 sleeping in flame processing sterile. Farm out minibuses. Incoming tie drowners sue for compensation. Sugarcane, pig daddies, clothes bent. Canoes set up and burn shop. Testimony K. As if city of cabbage make leather skin egg. If sulfur, ammonia, 7 pounds of clay, wood ash, sea salt, quick lime, rice hulls. As if gate I lift tomorrow, pickles, tea tightly. Metal, small key, in dark before sun, let root harden. Sit between teeth. Oil, noodle, ginger, spice packet for boiling chicken, happy family. No cabbage milk here, no leather skin permit. But morning, quicklime comfort can be approximated, impersonated. 3 passports. Okay, so want to read some more intense poems, but more kind of thinking about rising up. And so, and I'm thinking about this week too, and also about what's going on today in North Carolina. And then after, I'm going to read some poems, and then afterwards I want to show you some projections, which have 2 poems in the book and then one surprise in the middle. Okay. And thank you for listening. Diagram a ghost. In January, I was a city, not a girl. Streetless and star remote. Friends whistle me up in my wolf cap, saw me and my ceiling for rescue. I whittled down my cheekbones. We joyride, flash, and cried. I couldn't be a boy that heard the news. The next daylight lay swollen. Nameless feet march up. Demand my name be crunched in each mouth. Remorseful bite full of fist. Hold on 1 minute. Island where these things, if this beginning. Forget when aliened from this house. Teeth and heart, plant origin story too. New metal millennium woman ferrets bucket by bucket to certified shore. Everyone need proper, witness hands journey into midnight. Learn gravity, watch how she collect ears, starting with your own. And the last poem I'm going to read in this section is called Dear Highland Letterwriter. Once I held onto her glass voice, my mother a sentence, pour into book's mouth, each spider in pages stretch into place. My mother eat river, mouth rain filled. Do not repeat past, she kissed me, my face wet with procedure. I step to next harbor.
Yeah.
Thank you.